So this is a Swift Kudos 630DD, going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake, and we'll go through these in person here on site. In the front of the van, we have two gas bottle tie downs, and you can carry a maximum of two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles on board the van at any time. And on the bulkhead, you've got your gas regulator itself. We do have the pipe work available here on site if you wish to purchase a new one while you're here, and they are around £15. You have your Truma vent on the side of the caravan here for the gas systems, for the heating and hot water, to allow any heat out the side of the heater unit. Down the bottom you have your wind down leg for either side of the caravan at the front to stabilise the van. You'd never lift the caravan with the wind down legs, they are just there for stabilising the van. If you do lift the van with the legs, it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. On the side here, you have your water pump connection, so you pull back the blue trigger and push the pump into the side of the van, and the same to release it, you pull the trigger back and pull back, and then you drop your pump end into the aqua roll itself. You then have your battery locker on the side of the caravan, which I'll just go and grab the key for. So in the battery locker, you have your quick release terminals for the battery, you have your mains power lead coming in, and you also have in there the red power key for the motor mover, which I'll demonstrate here on site. As I said, the motor mover will demonstrate here while you're on site, and then we've got the wheel nuts, which will also torque while you're here to the correct manufacturer's setting, so you can see they have been done. You've then got your toilet flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And in the bottom here, you have your toilet waste cassette. So the toilet waste cassette very simply releases by pulling up the orange handle. The neck here turns out to allow you to tip the waste away. You have an orange pressure relief button on the back of the toilet waste cassette itself, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. And before you use the cassette, you need to put in 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van on either side, you have your wind down legs again, and again they are just there for stabilising the van rather than lifting the van. Come around to the other side of the van. You have your barbecue gas point and your other wind down leg, storage locker for underneath the front seating area, 230 volt coming out of the caravan, so essentially you can run lights into your awning or a fridge outside, for instance, if you wanted to. You then have your fridge vents, which allow the hot air outside of the fridge unit, so when the fridge is in use it doesn't build up too much heat behind there, and also behind one of the, and also takes in some cool air obviously. Then behind one of these there is also a gas flue for when you're using the system on gas. Coming to the back of the van, you have your storage locker for underneath the rear seating area, so you can put your bits and pieces away under there to store as you're travelling away or when you're on site. Going inside the caravan, a bit of a different look to the newer Swift control panels. Your main power button for the caravan is here, which will turn on. So to turn the control panel on, you'll press the power button on the left hand side here. Control panel will come on, and that is actually the main power for the caravan. You've got your lighting on the inside, which will just turn on. Home again. Awning light for the outside. You've got some settings in here for the control panel, so you can set the time and date, etc. You've got your radio option here, which you've got DAB built into it, etc. You go through the modes to set the radio you want. Water pump run, I'm going to come back to in a second. Now, to fill the water system on this particular van, you need to come underneath the seat at the front on the right hand side, and underneath here you will find a yellow valve. That yellow valve is the drain down system for the water system on board the caravan. To fill it, you'd need to make sure that valve is parallel with the floor as it is at the moment, and to drain the water system down you'd have it pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat. So like I said, to fill the system, parallel with the floor; to drain it off, upright towards the bottom of the seat. It very simply flicks over, so you don't need to put any pressure into it. Literally where you've got the lines there on the edge of it, you'll simply lift up the bottom part of that and lift it upright. It shouldn't ever be tight or stiff. If it is ever like that, I'd advise to not do it, as you may have left water in the system and it may have froze the system up. I'd advise, if that does ever happen, I'd advise putting the heating on inside the caravan and letting the caravan warm up until it's nice and easy to open that valve up. So like I said, to fill the system, valve parallel with the floor. You'll open all the taps up on the hot side. As you can see, I've already filled the water system on this van. But you'll open all the taps up on the hot side, as you can see here. There's a tap in the kitchen, tap on the shower, and the tap on the sink in the bathroom. So you'll have them all open. Then you'll come over to the control panel above the door, hit the water pump button, and the water system will start filling. When the water system's full, you'll have water running out of every tap continuously on the caravan. And at that point, you can shut all of the taps off. So until the water system is completely full and you've got water running through every tap, you don't turn the taps off. Now, to warm the water once it's on board the caravan, you have this control panel on the right hand side, which is your Truma heating and hot water control panel. Press the central button that will take you into the options for the caravan. The first one here is the room temperature for the caravan. So you've got a dial here in the centre, you can spin round, and you can select the power of the heat temperature, or the heating temperature you want it to be inside the van. So for instance, 15 degrees. The next one across here is the water temperature for the caravan. So you press the central button again. You'll have off, eco, hot, or boost. Eco is around 30 degrees, hot around 45 to 50, and boost for when you're showering on board the van. So you can set that to boost, and it'll allow the water system to warm up on electric or gas, depending on what you have it set to. So just here, you have the option to run electric or gas. So here you've got gas 1, so if you want to ignite it solely on gas, you'll press the central button and it'll kick in on gas. Mix 1 is gas and 1000 watts of power at the same time. Mix 2 is 2000 watts of power and gas at the same time. Electric 1, 1000 watts of power on its own. And electric 2, 2000 watts of power on its own. Now here on site, because we haven't got a gas bottle on the van, I'll need to press the central button on electric 1 to let the electric system start heating up the hot water and the heating on board the van. To the gas system, if you put it to gas, it will self-ignite on gas as long as the gas bottle is turned on. If it ever fails, it will come up with a warning on this front of this screen just here. On the end here, you have your fan speed for the caravan, for the blown air. So again, you've got eco, high, eco or high in this particular van. So you can select high, and that will turn the fans on to full power, so it starts warming the caravan up with the blown air system rather than just heating the inside of the van. Down the bottom here, you have 3 options along the bottom. So you have your timers for the heating and hot water control panel. You have your time for the screen and some advanced settings on the right hand side here. Cooker works very much like your household cooker with an igniter on the front, as you'd expect to see, and you'd obviously use the gas controls to control the cooker. Going over to the fridge next. So to turn the fridge on or off, you have a power button just here, which turns the fridge off. To turn it on, you'll press and hold the power button. Now, as you can see at the moment, we're on mains power and the fridge isn't set very cold. So to maximum cold, you press the button on the right hand side here at the bottom, which is the thermometer button, and that will allow the fridge, or allow you to change the temperature on the fridge. As you can see at the moment, we're on mains. We can use the arrow. We can go auto, which will always go back to 240 volt mains. 12 volt for when you're towing down the road. So if you connect it to the car, you can use the fridge as a cool box to keep the beers and wine nice and cold. And you'll essentially do that by connecting up to the car first at the front of the van, coming inside, turning the fridge on and selecting the 12 volt mode. And like I said, that will allow you to use the fridge as a cool box. It's flashing the warning light here because we've got no 12 volt connected at the front. Next up is gas. So if you've got the gas bottle turned on in the front locker, as you can see at the moment we haven't, it essentially self-ignites on gas. You wouldn't need to hit any buttons, etc. to get it to ignite. As long as you put it onto gas and the gas is turned on, then like I said, it will self-ignite. Turn the fridge off, like I said, press and hold the power button, and it will turn off. Around the van, as you'd expect to see, you've got telly points at the front there, and a 12 volt socket if you ever need it, and also a USB connection. Microwave works very much the same as your household microwave, no difference at all there. And the last thing we're going to go through on the inside of this particular caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. Now the toilet system has an electric flush on it on top here. You've got a full indicator light to let you know when the toilet waste cassette is full. Down the front of the toilet, you have a grey waste handle which you can push across to allow the toilet waste into the cassette under the van. And we'd advise you have that open before you start using the loo, so the waste goes straight down inside the cassette. And then do it up when you have finished using the loo. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, so you can get a bit more comfortable, I think, as the saying was. And you would need to make sure the toilet is pointing straight across towards the door of the caravan itself when you remove the cassette, because it has 2 lockout tabs on it that stops you from removing the toilet while it is being used. I think I've already said about you'll have a red full indicator light here that appears when the toilet waste cassette under the van is actually full. So that is the 630 Kudos DD from Swift. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to call us here, and we'll be more than happy to help. We thank you for the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you for now. Bye bye.